Wow.
What a game.
Wow. We are only 2 games into this best of 7. We've seen 40-minute, you know, 2 20-minute long games.
Yeah.
Amazing back and forth, double base trades. That might be it there.
And that might
double
be
base trades
the fans here
into
watching this game and seeing Razer clean out that second game.
double base trades into that game.
That's absolutely right. We forgot to put, obviously, RiSky going undefeated into the best of 7.
Oh, is that the rule?
Does get a 1-map lead in the
Oh,
series.
okay, so it's technically 2-1.
Yes, it is 2-1 now. I forgot to update the score correctly.
Okay, so just to explain to the viewers, because RiSky did not drop a map going into the best of 7, and he's in the upper bracket. Hasn't lost, sorry, yeah. And because he's in the upper bracket, he's never dropped to the lower bracket. He does actually get a 1-map lead in the best of 7. In the best of 7. So it's currently 2-1. But RazerBlader taking those first 2 games and now putting himself into the lead.
Yeah, ignoring the map's head start that RazerBlader have, RiSky has, of course, it's all about the momentum. And right now, the momentum is in RazerBlader's hands firmly.
Yeah, I mean,
he showed us 2 different styles, like 2 immense uses of battle cruisers, immense uses of mech, and he's looking really strong today. He wants this.
I'm in awe of RazerBlader right now. Everyone, I wouldn't say, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people here put RiSky in the finals at 100%.
Yeah, you have to. You have to respect that.
And a lot of people said RiSky is going to just dominate anyone he comes up against.
Yeah.
But there's been some serious stiff competition here, and RazerBlader is doing so well. I can imagine how, you know, the high he's feeling right now, the excitement, so much so that the players aren't even taking any sort of a break.
They ain't got time to take a
straight
break.
In to game number 3.
They know we all want to see this game. And we're jumping into the next map. Another one that's difficult to pronounce, but a little bit easier. You got this one?
Ephemeron.
Ephemeron LE.
Do you know what? I practiced that. I honestly did. I honestly sat there and go, how do you say this, Google? Ephemeron.
Absolutely. So, you know, I'll introduce the players this time
yes,
round.
please. I'll take a little bit of a water break, I think.
Yeah, help yourself to that. And we'll get in right away with introducing, down in the bottom right-hand corner, it's our Red Terran, having won 2 games back-to-back against a player that hasn't dropped a single map or tournament. It is RazerBlader. And starting in the top left-hand corner with a pool first. Actually, hang on. How early was that pool?
Yeah, it's a pool first.
Okay.
Well, it's the same sort of opening we've seen in game 1.
Cool.
So obviously, sometimes you do get that hatchery a little bit later. You can go the pool for the 6 lings to cause a little bit of damage if RazerBlader is particularly greedy. But this is no way an all-in or a cheese. It's just going to be a standard, I assume, a standard hatchery after that.
This is, of course, our blue Dirk. It is RiSky. 1-2 down in this series, but not out by any means.
Yeah,
incredible player in his own right.
We're on the possibility of it. I know, obviously, you know, RiSky gets the game, but we're in the very possibility of a 4-game sweep here.
Yep.
4 in a row for RazerBlader.
We'll see if he can get the 3rd. If he gets the 3rd in a row.
Oh, okay. So this is the Spacey build that we seen yesterday.
Yep.
So it's the early free Ravager push with a couple of lings behind.
Do you think this signals that RiSky's feeling threatened?
No, this is a fairly standard build, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not a cheese. It can do some really good damage, though. As we've seen yesterday, you know, we've seen Spacey pulling this off against Richie, I believe, and obviously doing, you know, quite some serious damage.
For sure.
And you know, Razor's gone for that CC on the low ground.
Yeah,
this is going to. He's caught those lings, but the SCV goes down. He's caught the lings. This might cause a cancel on that natural if he thinks this Ravager push is coming.
I don't know if he'll identify it. He's seen lings come across the map for that scouting SCV every single time so far. The Reaper's going to be at the front of the ramp checking, but it's not going to go across the map. It's not going to see this information. No,
he's decided not to sort of scout. Maybe, you know, RazerBlader knows this sort of play. He's seen the games yesterday. He knows it's in a Zerged arsenal. But I would, if I was Terran right now, I'd love to see these, you know, these roaches moving across the map.
The bunker's on the way. It should just about be finished in time for these roaches to get across the map. But we'll see how many Marines there are to go sit in that bunker. And
yeah, the thing about Ravagers is, though, you know, they're really, really good against, you know, static base defense. You know, things like bunkers, things like cannons, etc., etc. 2 lings coming in to sort of see the damage. Did he spot that? That if his camera was on, he might have spotted it. I'm not sure. The roach is coming in. The Ravagers now morphing in as well. But just droning behind. Just droning behind.
The Reaper behind if I had spotted that.
Yeah, quite possibly. But he's going to see this, hasn't got any drones, and he's going to go, what on earth is happening right now? The pressure about to come in.
I don't think he's ready for this. He's got 2 Marines in that bunker. He's got 1 Hellion on the way, but it's still a long way off. The starport coming down, but that's going to come too late as well. SCVs aren't there to repair the bunker.
This is a good bit of pressure. This is going to be a bit rough for Razor. You know, SCV's coming down, but those corrosive bars are really good. Bunker is going to fall. 2 Marines. This is going to be a hard fight for Razor to hold. Even the Ravager being pulled.
Yeah, putting back the weakened Roach to spawn a new Ravager from it and get the health back. Really nice micro there from RiSky.
Yeah, one of those little things you can do. 3 Ravagers, though, putting on the pressure. And RiSky is just sort of making Queens and droning back at home. Overlord joins the party for the Vision as well. Good corrosive bars on that reactor.
The Reaper's trying to come home. It's going to be pretty late to the party, and the reactor goes down as well, so that's single Marines coming out of that factory, that barracks from now on.
Yeah, a lot of early damage here done by RiSky, and he's just droning up at home. Again, he's not too worried. He doesn't need to win from here. He's quite happy to play a macro game this far ahead, but that's some extraordinary damage. 12 SCVs go down.
It's looking grim for our Terran player in this, well, 3rd/4th game of this series. RiSky has a chance here to even it up if he can push through and finish the game here and now.
Yeah, we just see some more drones. Cyclone out now, so that's going to help push back these Ravagers. 1 Ravager does go down, but the amount RazerBlader is behind because of his early pressure is extraordinary. Another Ravager just survives. That Cyclone is going to clear up.
He's going to clean them all up, and he does have the fusion core on the way after this, but this battlecruiser that's coming after this is going to have to do so much damage to get him back into the game. He's down 16 workers. He hasn't mined from his natural at all for that entire time.
Yeah, we can see the worker supply here definitely in RiSky's favour. The base advantage now coming down with that 3rd base landing. You know, very little army supply now, but we do see the battlecruiser on the way from RazerBlader, so maybe he can get some extra damage done and even up this game.
Yeah, there's no spores down yet, but I mean, the battlecruiser's still going to take a while to build. I'm sure we'll see those spores go down in due time.
If only Terran had a chrono boost. That's all I'm saying.
Every time.
Blizzard, if you're watching, Terrans need a chrono boost.
No, don't do it.
That would cause an upset, wouldn't it?
The people asking in the chat, this is technically the 3rd game that the players have played, but it is game 4 of the series as RiSky had a 1-0 lead thanks to coming through the upper bracket and not dropping a series. Yeah,
so it's the 3rd game, but obviously RiSky has that 1 map advantage going into this best of 7, which again doesn't sound like a lot, but if it comes down to that final game, you know, it's going to be well worth keeping in that upper bracket. Cyclone
we just played like
micro
a 25-minute long game as well, so players are going to be getting tired the longer the series goes on.
Yeah, and almost maxing out that brand new base as it starts. The worker advantage still in RiSky's favour by quite a lot. Queen count nice and high as well, ready for this battlecruiser. Spores not quite ready though, it's warping across the map. This might actually use some damage. It's gone straight into the main as well.
It can kill that spore actually.
It could kill that spore, it could do quite a bit of damage here as well.
Just going for the drones.
Yeah, that's probably it's probably a good thing to do considering how far you are behind on workers. RazerBlader doing a really good job of evening this up now.
Doesn't want to run into all these queens now. Good transfuse, keeps that little girl alive there.
Yeah. Or big girl now, isn't it? Queens are monstrous now. They are something else in this meta. Spore Crawler is down, but the battlecruiser is still able to pick off a few drones. 8 workers killed, even in that worker count, but he stopped producing SCVs because he's only on 2 bases.
Yep. It was... I mean, yeah, we're still talking about over 20 worker deficit for this part of the game. It's not looking great for RazerBlader, but good to get some harassing them.
Yeah, and he is forcing those queens to sort of stay at home, use their energy on transfusers instead of that creep spread. So it's not all about that direct damage, there's indirect damage as well in terms of keeping the Zerg at home, keeping him focused, using that queen energy.
Good scout there from RiSky, but the Overseer dying does leave him supply blocked briefly actually, which is going to be frustrating.
And again, battlecruiser just teleporting home, ready to be repaired by his lovely friends at the base.
Coming straight off of that supply depot and going and repairing the beast.
Yeah, so we do see RazerBlader pulling more towards a bio game this time. We can see Stim and Win on the way, +1/+1, going to Marine Tech Medevac. RiSky responding with the Spire and just carrying on droning. He still doesn't feel that pressure from RazerBlader.
He's not threatened. He's not threatened. He's on 3 bases. You know, he's building a 4th. RazerBlader hasn't even secured his 3rd. He's got that huge lead from the early game. But you know, you can't count RazerBlader out at this point. we've seen some incredible play from him. And
No,
he could come
definitely.
back into this with the right
You know,
engagements.
the chat the other day between Richie and RazerBlader, you know, Richie kept saying, I ended that game too soon, and RazerBlader really showing that, you know, with some good micro, you can pull that back, and obviously the Battlecruiser are doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Roaches and Ravagers continue to be built.
So a few people in chat, we haven't got any commands set up in chat, unfortunately. I'm casting with Bollard. My name's BMU. It's at Bollard on Twitter, is that correct?
That's at Bradley Pollard.
At Bradley Pollard, yeah. And I'm at Essie, button me up as well for anyone wondering. But a good Ling engagement here. Good pick up by Razor, just not losing anything. But those queens might get a oh, so close.
Yeah, just getting away with that low health medevac there. And going to try and be as annoying as possible with this drop. You know, he's got to keep RiSky on his toes.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that Roach Ravager just pulling up there as well. Baneling speed on the way. He knows it's bio. 20 Lings, 9 Banes on the way. Good bit of pressure here from Razor, but those Roaches have been pushed straight back.
Yeah, with the Banelings, it's going to be so hard to fight into. RiSky's armies are looking stronger and stronger at this point in the game, but the longer it goes on, you never know.
Yeah, and you know what? Both of these players, very, very good multitaskers. I think they're going to try and pull attention every which way as well. What are we looking for?
I thought I saw a Swarm Host, but
okay. No, Infestation Pit just finishing up. Yeah,
so
might see some Swarm Host, but I just don't think it's going to suit in this map. So Baneling speed 1-1, almost finished as well, straight into that Hive Tech. Yep. So he is going to go for that Ling Bane free upgrade sort of build that we're seeing a lot of Zerg doing. Battlecruiser making its way across the map. It's looking good for RiSky right now.
Yeah, he didn't build any Corruptors, did he? Because he's identified there's only the one BC. There's not really any need to get them yet.
Yeah, exactly.
The Queens can deal with this, the Spore Crawlers can deal with this. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world.
No, exactly. And look, you know, RiSky has gone down to that 4th base location as well with some Lings, expecting to see something there. Doesn't, realises that, you know, Razor's still on 3 bases. Probably realises right now how far ahead he actually is.
Yeah. He's up to 5 bases now. Still got a 10 worker lead, not as big as it was in the early game, but the army supply is up there as well. Yeah, and his APM is also up there at 700 for some reason.
This guy plays so fast. It's incredible. So yeah, the Battlecruiser are doing some more damage. 2-2 upgrades on the way for both players right now. And he's going to try and land his 4th base, but there's already Lings there. He's sort of trying to deny creep, but RiSky is everywhere. He's denying everything RazerBlader wants to do.
Thank you for the kind words in chat as well.
Oh, thank you very much, chat.
Also, all of our love goes, of course, to the players. And don't forget our wonderful observer, Aquamarina, as well. Yeah. I don't believe she has Twitter, though. No, I don't know. But if she does, I'm sure she'll let us know in the next game. Yeah, But what we're seeing here is just... This is what I wanted to see from StarCraft. This is why I love StarCraft. I like seeing this back and forth aggressive players. Yep. You see a bit of a clash here, but I think RiSky's just going to pull back, wait for some Banelings, wait for those upgrades to finish. A huge Ling run by here. Yeah. That's going to force a cancel and a lift off. He's just making sure, like, he knows he's ahead. He knows he just needs to play.
Tank's not sieged up. No, that's really bad. Banelings rolling out, which they shouldn't be doing. Tanks finally siege. Good Ling run by here, but some Marines to sort of deflect that. Only 8 SCVs killed in that bit, but RazerBlader again just losing a little bit of army.
Huge Ling run by going. Luckily the wall is up, sort of.
No.
It's only a partial wall, but it does slow the Lings down somewhat. Need to raise that supply depot so they don't get into the main, of course, but they're probably going to go on to the 3rd after killing all of those Marines. Yeah,
exactly. And obviously, you know, this is a style we've seen familiar from Zergs recently, is that sort of, you know, 30 to 40 Lings just everywhere. APM skyrocket and army supply really close. 60 workers on the side of Razor, slightly down from RiSky. And we see a huge clash going in. Roaches on the tanks. Baneling's not effective though. Marines still pushing back. This is absolutely incredible. Good sort of micro there, splitting the units. RazerBlader really making as much of his army as he possibly could.
This is really starting to look more and more like Game 2 to me, where RazerBlader, like, he's behind, but he just keeps taking his good engagements.
Yeah, this is so much stuff, though, and just not a lot of stuff from the Terran. Those Marine Marauder really, really low. Baneling's crashing in. It is going to be a clear up from RiSky. Medevac is going to end up going down as well. That's an expensive unit to lose. And we see RiSky just piling forward now. We're going to see 75 army to 50, but RiSky has a huge bank and the supply lead as well.
Yeah, RiSky pulling back. He could have potentially punished the 5th base, but I'm not sure if he knows that that's there yet. Oh, sorry, the 4th of RazerBlader over on the left side there. cleans up that drop. Well, medevac-less drop.
Yeah, we can see the Ultralisk Cavern coming down now for RiSky, really sort of applying that relief pressure.
Yeah, cement that lead as well. Like, he's going to take trade so much better in the game. He never got to Ultras in the last game.
No, it was kind of, yeah, it was, I think it stayed on the mid game far too long. With the base trade, you should knock both people back. You know, RazerBlader establishing this forward fourth as well, but this is going to be hard to hold from a massive Zerg army.
He's keeping up on upgrades really well. Like, he's still at 2-2. He's even with the Zerg upgrades, despite having that worker deficit all game, despite having that army deficit going on. Mech and you know, the tanks, sorry, and the Marines trading really efficiently.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And another massive Ling run by. We're seeing this from these top level Zergs, just, you know, 20 or 30 Lings all over the map at all times. Again, every time RiSky checks a base, you know,
it's not there.
RazerBlader's
he must be feeling good about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you get there and you think, oh, I can kill a base, that's really good news. If you think I get there and there's no base, you know, he hasn't mined from it yet. That's even better news.
Yeah, exactly. Can't have any less than that. Sure.
Yeah, 0 minerals is not a good place. Queen going to pick off a drop here. He's not going to get a chance to drop anything out of it. Good use of Queens. All full energy as well. So this Ultralisk push, when it comes, is going to have that Queen support, which makes a big difference.
His creep thread is being kept back just about by RazerBlader. Like, we're not seeing the half-map creep that he had in the early games just yet.
And a good time to siege up, but we're going to see an absolute pincer movement here.
Double-sided attack.
Wow, that's a lot of Zerg. Baneling's crashing in, siege tanks surviving.
As well.
But again, push back. There's a lot of Marines there just killing those Lings, not quite knowing what to do. The Lings on the left side now pushing in, but there's still some siege tanks and a planetary there as well.
Cleans up all the siege tanks. That's really nice for RiSky. Somehow, someway, RazerBlader deflects the attack again. He's catching up in workers. He's even in army. He's got a slight upgrade advantage.
Yeah, good, really, really good positioning.
Not for long though. 2-2's
about to finish. Yeah, 2-2's about to finish, but +3 is weapons is already done for the Terran. We do have adrenal glands finished. The plating for the Ultralisk. We have 24 Banes morphing in, 4 Ultralisk on the way. A lot of Lings. This is going to be a good battle for this 5th base here. So as we can rejoin the fight here, Marine tank pushing up, leapfrogging forward. Marines are going to take this base. A nice little run by there is going to get cleaned up. A lot of Banelings smashing in, but they are getting picked off by the tank. The second half of the army of RazerBlader pushing in. This base is getting very, very low. He's having to pull, but the Ultralists are here now.
Killed the base. It's really good. It's getting to that stage where killing those bases is so important. The Ultras are going to be hard to deal with no Marauders.
Yeah,
so only a handful of Marauders.
Yeah, exactly. So these Ultralists are going to clean up. I love that skin on the Ultralisk.
I was going to say, they look funky, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Good step micro here from RazerBlader, just making the most use. A tank sort of dealing with 2 Lings in the corner there. He can pick up and run because, unfortunately, no, the Corruptors are coming in. They're going to pick off these drops. Yeah, this is not great, though.
They'll be stealth fine. No
yeah, they'll be fine.
It's looking bad. Like the Ultras are going to turn the tide of this battle pretty quickly. I think he doesn't have the Marauders to deal with them.
Yeah, RiSky already ready for the counter-attack. Those Corruptors do eventually catch up with the medevacs, ploughing in. Siege tanks not able to do a great deal of damage, but that is a good choke against here, and RiSky recognises it. He's pulling back now. He just wants that little bit more. He needs some Banelings in this army.
Yeah, that would definitely help with the fire for sure. Sense tower gone down. Just wants to make sure not going to lose that 4th base, and he's going to try and secure a 5th at the same time as well. Yeah,
but there is a single Ling puck there by RiSky, just being annoying. SCV going to come down. He's going to realise that.
Actually baited the Ling out of the way though, at least.
Yes, that's true.
RiSky does now know this expansion is going down, and gets a couple of free CVs.
Yeah, exactly right. As Razor, you know, from that early damage, I don't think anyone expected Razor to be in the game as long as it has, but they're both such good players, they're able to macro up, but this looks like a devastating push, but good placements again with the Marine Warder.
It's too many Ultras. How many Ultras are we doing now? Like 8?
6 now.
6 now.
They are flying down.
They are dying very quickly.
But the Ultras are ploughing straight into Marines. There's 4 Ultras on the right side, but that's not where they need to be. Good Ling run by here at the 5th. But that's a lot of stuff, and a good step, good control there, ploughing down the Ultras. More Lings flowing in, Corruptors picking off medevacs where they can, and the Ultras are on the way to do some devastating damage.
9 more workers, 10 more. There's an Ultralist that's going to town in the natural, I think, just eating SCVs for fun, not being dealt with at all.
No, and this Marine Marauder's so low, he can't even stim to win. They're going to kill themselves doing that.
Yeah, there's no
That
SCV,
is drug abuse 101, that is.
No medevacs around.
The Ling's coming in for a good surround here. Supply depots down. Base natural about to be lost. Marine Marauder there, but they don't have any medevac support at the moment, and that's a huge amount of Zerg in the middle of the map for RiSky here.
Absolutely. Don't know if RazerBlader has enough minerals there to repair his natural command center, which is burning down as well.
20 Baneling. 20 Banelings being morphed right now. 14 more Lings on the way. Command center slowly burning. It looks like there is going to be this final engagement here. This is going to be tough for RazerBlader to hold. Ultralisk and Lings absolutely plowing down on this army. The base goes down.
RazerBlader has to call GG.
GG.
This is too much. He couldn't quite come back from that early game deficit. He fought valiantly for nearly 20 minutes.
Yeah. I can't believe he come back after that sort of damage.